Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu. Introduce, my name Sonia Marintan Silahi, student of Educational Economic Leave 2017. On the occasion of this, I will explain related thesis IR entitled Influence Exchange Rate and Inflation to Export Indonesia, the year 1900 and 8029. My reason is because there is a difference between theory and a fact that when the exchange rate decreases, export will increase. In effect, when the exchange rate decreases, the volume of export increases. When inflation increases, then export will decline. But the fact when inflation increases, exports are also experienced an increase. So, the formulation of the problem is inflation exchange rate to export and whatever effect of inflation on export. The theory put forward by Sukirno in his book explains when the exchange rate drops or a currency devaluation occurs, export will increase because in foreign market the countries, export will become cheaper. And the theory of inflation presented Ball when inflation increases, the price of goods in the country will be more expensive, so that the products are in the produce loss competitiveness in the market of international and cause export will decline or correlation negative. The model used is factor error correctional model. Use the Ifuse time program tool. The data used is time series data in the study using data from 1989 until 2019. In carry out the factor error correction model method, there are several steps that need to be taken to get the estimation result. Is correct? The first, a stationarity test, is carried out to see whether the data used is stationary. If it's not stationary, which means that the data has a unit root. The second, optimal lag selection, is a very important step in determining that the factor error correction model. 3. Test the stability of the test is done with the purpose to determine whether the variable that is used is stable and valid on the lag that has been in the set on the test before that test optimal lag. 4. Co-integration test is a test carried to test an integration of balance in the long term. The relationship between variables, both individually, is not stationary, but the linear combination of these variables is stationary. 5. Factor error correction model is a model used to analyze data to determine the short-term nature of a variable to a long-term value. 6. Test causality Granger, relation of causality between the variables one by variables other in system of equation into a thing that between the variables one by variables other has a relationship. 7. Impulse response function is used to recognize a form of change caused by an unwanted shock to that the variable or other variable over time. And 8. Testing is often also referred to as variance decomposite that be in order to code each variable on shock are accepted. Result of the study influence value exchange rate against export by model factor error correction model now short of the leg 1 up to leg 4. Effect negatively significant to world export has value coefficient is 56.604, negative 55.73, negative 46.13, and negative 50.16. Meaning, if exchange rate experience a rise of 1 unit that the year before, then export will decrease by the value of the coefficient in the year subsequent to the year to follow, and the term length is not there is influenced significantly in accordance with the theory that to be stated by Sadono Sukirno in his book When the Rupiah Drops, or the case of currency devaluation, then export will increase. The hypothesis is accepted. The effect of inflation on export with the variable factor error correction model. In the short term, inflation has a significantly negative effect on leg 1 and 2, and the coefficient level is negative 80.73 and negative 6.81, meaning that if there is decrease in inflation by 1 unit in the previous years, export will increase in export the current year and the previous years, both negative 8.73 and negative 6.1, and the length 3 and 4 are not significant, in accordance with the theory that proposed by Ball. As inflation increases, the price of domestic goods will be more expensive, so the products are produced to lose competitiveness in the market of international, and cost export will decline term long. Inflationary effect positive significantly with the value of the coefficient of 80.58, and hypothesis is accepted. Thereby the result of research my lack. Rest back for forgiveness, so, and thank you. Bye bye.